welcome back. So we've done a lot today, okay? So we have spoken about conservation in a lot of detail. Now we've got to put it to practice. So we're going to do a couple of questions. Hopefully, as we do the questions, I'm going to be able to help you read through the questions, because the theory is not difficult. I just personally feel that sometimes it's about understanding what they're asking you, okay? So let's look at the question. We have a ball of mass 350 grams. So that's our first situation. Now, we can't work in grams, so we know this is going to be 0.35 kilograms. It moves on a frictionless table, yay, makes life easier, at 2 meters per second to the left. So this is the initial velocity of ball A. So I'm going to call it VIA. Ball A, strikes ball B. So now we've got a second object, and that one has a mass of 200. So we know that that's 0.2 kilograms. And it's traveling in the opposite direction with 1.2. So in other words, B is moving to the right. Okay, and that's the initial. Then they say after the collision, so they hit each other, ball A continues in its original direction at 0.7. All right, I showed you a situation where they could collide and they keep going, end up going in the same direction. Now they ask you, what is the velocity of B after the collision? Now we go, wow, lots of information. How do we process this? The best way, if they don't give you a diagram like here, is to draw a diagram, okay? And by a diagram, I don't mean it has to be a work of art. Don't spend 3 hours on it. It's just a sketch. So they said to us that I had ball A, here's ball A, going at 2 meters per second to the left. Then it meets ball B, which is going at 1.2 meters per second to the right. I know that this is 0.35 kilograms, and I know that this is 0.2 kilograms. Then the collision happens. You see, it's very exciting. It's 2 lines. Afterwards, we don't know what happens to B, okay? So I'm going to leave it. That's what I'm looking for. They tell me, though, that ball A continues in the same direction. I now look at this and go, logically, ball B should be going to the left. Ball B needs to change direction. For it to keep going to the right, somehow it's got to jump over ball A. Not going to happen. If you don't see that, it's okay. It'll work itself out in the question. But I'm looking at the problem and going, what do I expect in my answer? What do I think the velocity is going to be? Right. So now we need to set up our equation. I'm going to need to rub out my diagram because of space. Okay, so I'm going to take this away. You've all got it. Also, what I need to do is make a decision about direction. I'm going to take the first direction that was given to me as positive, and that was going to the left. So anything going to the left will have a positive velocity. Anything going to the right will have a negative velocity. My 2 objects were separate at the beginning, and they are separate afterwards. They didn't say to us that they become one. So do not make that assumption. We might find out that they have the same velocity at the end. Then they became one. But they didn't tell us that. So don't make that assumption. So we have to start with the total momentum before is equal to my total momentum afterwards, where I have the mass of A, the initial velocity of A, plus the mass of B, and times the initial velocity of B. Afterwards, we're going to have the mass of A with A's final velocity. We're going to have the mass of B with B's final velocity. Now we substitute in. We've done the science, actually. So, 0.35. A was going to the left initially, so that's positive 2. B is 0.2. It was going to the right, so it's negative 1.2. Afterwards, A's mass hasn't changed. It's still going to the left, so it's still a positive 0.7. And I know the mass of B. I just don't know the velocity. We now have a math sum. We've done the science, okay? The next part is the maths. So the majority of your marks right there, okay? And this would normally get you about 3 marks because it's a mark for the equations and then a mark for the substitution on either side. Now we need to solve for B, for the velocity of B. If you can solve straight away and not show all the maths, please do that. That's your choice. It's not a problem. We don't mark your maths. But I'm going to show you all the maths just so we're all on the same page, okay? I'm going to solve the left-hand side first, so I'm going to need the calculator because, well, it's important. So let me put it over here so I can see what the sum is. So I'm going to go 0.35. There's my other bracket, times 2. Then I'm going to add to it 0.2, and that is times by minus 1.2. And what do I get? Fraction. We can't use a fraction. It's positive 0.46. Okay. Oof, there you go. I think you can read that. Now I'm going to do the other side. Okay. So let's put this over here now. Okay. And we're going to go 0.35 times 0.7. And that gives us 0.224 plus 0.2, which means I need to take the 0.224 over, so I'm going to minus that on both sides. I'm not going to write it down, so we got 0.46 minus 0.224, and I get 0.236. That's equal to 0.2 times the velocity of B. So now I divide by 0.2 on both sides, so I can keep that answer. And I'm going to divide by 0.2, and I get 1.18. And it's positive, okay, which I knew was going to happen because when we discussed this, it made sense to me that it would keep going to the left. Okay, so this has just meant that I was on the right track, but we're not done because it's a velocity. Velocity requires me to tell you which direction it was going in. Okay, that was quite a nice question. Momentum is always conserved, so it's using the same equation over and over again. This is definitely a section where you practice, you practice, you practice, you practice, and you remember direction, okay? Let's do another question. So we have a soccer player who kicks a ball, which has a mass of 0.45 kilograms east. Now I'm using east, at a velocity of 9. This is an interesting question. Now I say to you, the ball enters a container of 0.2 kilograms, lying at rest on its side. The ball becomes stuck in the container and the ball and container now move east. Then they say to calculate the velocity of the ball container system immediately after the collision. We definitely need a diagram, okay? Because now we're going, oh wow, they give me a ball and they give me a container and there's just all this stuff going on. Let's draw a diagram. So, we have, okay, a soccer ball of mass 0.45 that's going 9 meters per second east. Okay, I'm going to make that to the right east. Then there's a container that's sitting on the floor. Whoever kicked this ball is amazing, because I wouldn't get it in the container. That's 0.2 kilograms. It's stationary. When the ball goes in, the container and the ball become one object. So the ball goes in the container, and because the ball was moving, the container and the ball moved together. They want to know what is that final velocity. So really, by drawing a diagram, we've made this a lot simpler than it sounded. And that's the important part here. That's why we draw diagrams, okay? I'm quite visual, so I like to see what's going on. Plus, it helps me with direction. So when I look at this and I go, well, actually, we only have one direction, which is east. Brilliant. It means I don't have to worry about negatives, because it's a logical choice that east is my positive direction, okay? So, let's solve the question, okay? My total momentum before is going to equal the total momentum afterwards. So before the collision, now what I'm going to do is we can use M1, M2, etc., but we've got a ball in a container, and sometimes we need to try and keep track of which one was 1 and which one was 2. So I'm going to use subscripts that help me. I'm going to use a little b for the ball. Okay. And for the container, I'm going to use a little c. Please, just because the container isn't moving and it's stationary, so it actually doesn't have a momentum, you can't leave it out the equation. You have to show it to me. All right? It can't just disappear. Afterwards, they one object. Okay? So let's just quickly remind ourselves of the values. So if we go back, the soccer ball was 0.45 and it's going at 9. Okay. Oh, look, hang on. I've missed something. If you look carefully, it's very important to read your questions properly. Okay. Or, of course, forget the fact that you've got silly things over there that it wasn't supposed to be there, okay? And that's fine. So, 0.45 going at 9. The container was 0.2 times 0. Okay? Afterwards, they stick together. Ooh, maybe I should write a plus instead of a multiplication. There we go. Now we need to solve for f. Now it's a maths problem. So let's do the first part, which is 0.45 times 9. I can't do that in my head. So 0.45 times 9 gives me 4.05. I'm not going to worry about the 0.2 times 0 because I know it's 0. Okay. If you need to put everything in your calculator, please put everything in your calculator. Then I'm going to add the two masses together. So 0.45 plus 0.2, which gives me 0.65. Solving for VF, I now divide both sides by 0.65, so it's going to be 4.05 divided by 0.65, yeah, there we go. And we get 6,23, 2 decimal places, okay? So VF is 6,23 meters per second. It's still positive, so it is east. I expect the final velocity to be smaller than the ball's original velocity because the total mass has increased. Okay, and the momentum's got to stay the same. So if the mass increases, velocity needs to decrease. Otherwise, the momentum will change size, which is not something we can do. Okay, so what have we learned today? Well, we've learned that the principle of conservation of momentum says to us that the total linear momentum of an isolated system remains constant, which then means, and I've just written it slightly different, that total momentum before equals total momentum after, and we will have to derive the equation that makes sense for that, for the circumstance, for whatever the question gives us, okay? That brings us to the end of today. We did a lot. You need to think through it. And next time, we're going to do conservation of kinetic energy. So I'll see you then.